Here is your first lesson for trumpets only. The first thing we're going to do is learn how to hold it before we learn how to play any songs. So start by taking your trumpet case and putting it down on the floor in front of you. Don't try to put it on your lap. Don't try to rest it on a chair because it can fall off and parts will fall out and break. So just rest it on the floor. You should have the big flat side of the case down on the floor and the handle facing towards you. Also look for a logo of some sorts on the case. That should be facing up towards the ceiling. If it's upside down, you're going to go to open it and parts are going to fall out and they could break. So always make sure that that logo is facing up towards the ceiling. When that's set, go ahead and unlatch it and carefully open that first top piece of the case. There's really only two main parts of the trumpet that you'll see in the case. First is the mouthpiece, and then second is the trumpet itself. The first thing we're going to do is pull out the trumpet. You can leave the mouthpiece in the case for now. Holding the trumpet is done with your left hand. So go ahead and make sure you know which one is your right and which one is your left hand. And we're going to use the left hand to hold all of the weight of this instrument. When you look at it, you'll see these three valves right here. We have the big bell on one end, and then this open tube is actually called the mouthpiece receiver because it receives the mouthpiece. That's where we're going to put it in later. That's the part that comes towards you, and the bell faces away towards your audience. So when we talk about these valves, the first valve is the one closest to your mouth, then the second one, then the third one. We're going to take our left hand and basically they're going to grab those valves, and that's how we hold the instrument. There's a little specific way to do this though. Take your left hand thumb and put it around this first valve. You might have a little piece for your thumb to rest in like I do on mine, but if not, that's okay. Just put your left hand thumb there, and then your first two fingers are going to wrap around the other side. So it's just like you're gripping that cluster of valves. Your third finger, your ring finger, actually has a ring to go in. So your third finger can sit right in that ring, and that's because we're going to be pushing that slide in and out, which we'll do in another lesson. And your pinky just hangs out below it. Wherever it's comfortable, you can leave your pinky there. So go ahead and double check that you're holding all of those things. Go back to the beginning of this video if you think you missed a step, and just hold the weight of the trumpet, just like that. Go ahead and lift it up and down carefully that you don't drop it, just so that you know you can hold all of the weight with just your left hand. Watch out for taking your first finger and gripping around this outside tube. A lot of beginning players think they need to do that to hold the instrument, but I guarantee that you don't need to do that. Just put those first two fingers around the valves and your thumb around the valve closest to your mouth. Now, take the trumpet, put it back in your case the way it came from, and then take it out again and go through all of those steps. Thumb, first two fingers grab this cluster of valves. Third ring finger goes inside that ring, and then the pinky just hangs out below. Now that we can hold the trumpet with our left hand, we're going to learn what to do with the right hand. So your right hand acts like a big claw. So go ahead and hold it out in front of you and pretend like this big claw is coming down. What we're going to do is take our first three fingers and let those three fingertips rest right on these three valve tops. We don't want to put the middle of our finger over those valves, but just the fingertips. That's why I like to use a claw coming down and resting on top of those keys. Your pinky goes on top of this pinky rest. A lot of people think they can put their pinky in there to help hold the trumpet, but that's not how we're going to start. Three fingers come down on top of the valves, and your pinky rests on top of that pinky rest. Your thumb in your right hand is going to go in between the first two valves and just rest right under there while your 3 fingers stay on top and your pinky's on top of the pinky rest. Let's get really used to that. So take the right hand away, bring the claw down, and make sure only the fingertips are resting on top. And then the thumb goes in between those first 2 valves. Now that we know how to hold it, we're going to bring the trumpet up to your mouth. And we want to watch out for a couple things. Think about where your elbows are. Your elbows should not come way out here or even a little bit, and they shouldn't be squished way down here. It should be nice, comfortable, and natural and relaxed. So when you're sitting up or standing up straight with good posture, just bring that trumpet up to you and your elbows are going to stay where they naturally should be. We also don't want our shoulders to come up to our ears. Some beginning players think that when they bring the trumpet to them, they have to do this. And that's a lot of really bad tension in your neck and in your shoulders. So stay nice and relaxed with that good posture and just naturally bring the trumpet up to your mouth. And that's how to hold the trumpet. So put it back in your case and take it out and go through all those steps a few times so that it's very comfortable and very easy for you.